Hello, everybody, and welcome to the True Love Talk channel. Here we want to learn about human sexuality and love based on the teachings that Pope John Paul II left in the Theology of the Body. I am Elisa, and today's topic is what does chastity in other kind of relationships other from the spousal union or parenthood entails. So let's begin. To talk about this chastity in the rest of relationships, first we have to remember what I told you on that first, I think it's the fourth video about sexuality, about being created for love, when I told you that sexuality is actually the human ability to create meaningful relationships of love and respect and service with others, right? So it means that it goes beyond genitality, and also that it includes, or it is present in basically any relationship we have, which means that it's present in all of our lives, right? But also it means that if chastity is the virtue of loving well and loving purely, then chastity is a virtue that has to be present in every aspect and every area of our lives. Trying to go relationship for relationship in all the kind of relationships that the human sexuality spectrum has is would be very long and exhausting, to be honest. And it is something that we cannot do because chastity in many ways is going to depend on the person that I am with. So it's going to change according to the person I am speaking to. But basically, chastity can be understood with the following principles. The first principle is understanding what kind of relationship I am in. Because if I understand the kind of a relationship I am in, I also will understand how much, what kind of boundaries does this relationship normally have and why, right? And boundaries means how intimate can we be and why. And for example, when it when I'm talking about my boss, my relationship with my boss, this is a relationship that cannot be very intimate. Why? Because bosses are scary, or because they're not nice people with their employees? No, actually because they need to be able to, first of all, tell me that I'm not doing things right. Okay, so if by some reason I am screwing up, they have to be able to tell me, hey, this is not the way it is, right? I gave you a direct order and you disobeyed it. And amongst friends, this cannot happen because, hey, why are you talking to me like this, right? This could offend the friend, and it could place the relationship in trouble, the friendship in trouble. So the boss just cannot have the risk, cannot take the risk of not being able to tell an employee, please do it again, right? Also, an employee should not have an advantage over other employees, such as relationships, personal relationships of friendship or familiarity or whatever, because that would make it unfair among the other employees. And because the boss has like that um, superiority, or that power, that authority over the person, there's always going to be a distance, right? I don't want to say everything that I would say to a friend, because then my boss would get angry and he can fire me. So of course there's always going to be that, you on your side, and I will be on my side, no, on the other. So first of all, we need those boundaries, right? What can I expect and how close can I be with the person? And then that will tell us the rights and the duties that we have in that relationship, to effectively know how to love well, right? With my boss, I can ask him to repeat an instruction, right? I have the duty to do what they tell me to do. I have the duty to show on time, to show up on time. I have the duty to help them and follow orders, right? With a friend, I don't have that duty, right? I can openly say, "Hey, I don't want to do this." And I can tell them, look, I know that we wanted to get together, but could I cancel because this and this happened, so please give me some time and so on, right? And also that gives me what kind of rights does the other person have over me. My boss has the right to say, hey, you're not doing things right, whereas my friend cannot enter my home and say, I don't like how you're washing dishes, so please wash them again, or I don't like your the pictures you have on your wall, so buy new ones. Oh, hey, you don't have the right to, right? But my boss also doesn't have the right to ring the bell at 2 a.m. and tell me, hey, I'm kind of drunk. Could you please drive me home? Right? Which is something that a friend has the possibility of doing. So the first part to understand how to love the other person is what kind of a relationship I am in, right? With a friend, it's very easy to understand how to love them or how to make them feel loved and valued. You just hug them and tell them, hey man, I love you, you're my BFF, right? Never change, you're amazing, and that's it. But with the boss, it's a little bit trickier. How do I tell my boss I love him without actually telling him I love you? Well, basically, showing up on time, right? Respecting their ideas, saying, hey, I owe you this kind of obedience, or I owe you this kind of respect. So you can count on that happening because you are a valuable person, because you're doing things right, because I like working for you, right? And it also protects those boundaries we were talking about. Now, the second part of chastity in other relationships, and this is what makes it so complicated to know how to do it in every relationship or to have one formula for all relationships, is it's going to depend on the person that I have the relationship with. Because even in the same kind of relationship, is not the same to have a female friend than a male friend, or if both my friends are women, is not the same my friendship with Julia than my friendship with Elsa, right? Because they're both different people, they both have different personalities, we met in different situations or moments of our lives. The bond is going to be different, and what Elsa needs to feel loved and to feel supported and to feel that she has a friend in me is completely different to what Julia is going to need. So on this part is when one needs to start going case by case, on a case by case basis, right? Who are you? What do you need? What kind of relationship have we had? How far back our relationship goes? What does this mean? How has it always been? Or what do you need right now? Right? That is the way where in which we are going to be able to understand what chastity with this particular person entails at this particular time. And but because there are so many relationships, I told you, one can categorize human relationships, into two groups. The groups of the relationships amongst pairs, like friends, co-workers, um, yeah, siblings, cousins, right? Where everybody is on the same family level or on the same paycheck level or on the same rank of duties and possibilities, right? We are all together, we're all the same, we are peers. And then there are the relationships in which there is an authority, right? One person holds authority over another person for any reason, and that means that the relationship is going to be different from one to the other. So on our next video, what we're going to analyze is how do we talk about, or what kind of chastity do we have with with our peers, sorry, with our peers, and okay, what kind of chastity we have with our peers, but also that understanding or analyzing the concept of the original solitude, which Pope John Paul II would talk about in the Theology of the Body, which explains very well what the relationship between peers. So that is going to be our next video. I'm very glad to see that you decided to stay until the end of the video. If you have any questions or any comments, please write it in the comment section below. I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. If the question is important enough, relevant enough, or wide enough, it could make another video. So feel free to write as much as you want. I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. And well, that's it for me. See you on the next video. Have a nice day. Lots of blessings for everybody. Bye.